What would you think your top mistake was, like in the beginning with complete dominance athletics? I could say like with mine's not understanding at first. I'm gonna very say first. I can get so many with mine's or whatever because mine's fragrance manufacturer. So with mine's, I would say very first it was like learning how to make it. So that was like something small. But if I had to say something on the business end, was saying I should have really started marketing and learning that sooner. I did it in the beginning parts, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I was kind of like just spending money like blindly, like when I first started on that type of stuff. So, and then not knowing my demographics and who and what I was selling to. So I would say that those kind of like my biggest mistakes. And then want to stay with one thing. Because I remember this one gentleman told me, he said, okay, if you just trying to, if McDonald's just sold hamburgers, they would have been out of business. Mm-hmm. You got to diversify your product line and put other things that go with what you're doing inside your product line to really expand it. And then now I think of that different. I think of now to where, okay, you want to niche it down to what sells, what you sell the most of or what you see move. And I think after so long in your business, you know of what you can damn near tell how much you're going to sell each month, how much of what you're going to sell. You pretty much have your stuff down to a T. So I think that, and then could you be off some time? Yeah, but probably not much, but you know it after that. So I would definitely say, learning how to niche down and just, okay, when I put something out now, I know what's going to sell and I know what's not. But if we had to say, like, from your aspect, like some stuff that you messed up on in the beginning, and I want to start with CDA because that's what led Complete Dominance Athletics, because that's what led to Complete Image Manufacturing, which we go to in a second.
Yeah, it's just like I was saying, just being too hasty, not seeing where I'm at, too busy trying to get to the money. So with Walmart, I fucked that deal up. I was blessed to sit with the buyers, and they went over the product, and they didn't tell me no. They just told me some things to work on, and this is where it's a personal thing. Mm-hmm. Well, it was a personal thing for me, but it probably is for a lot of other people. We get very defensive when somebody critique what you have for you to get better, or for you to bring back a better product because you're taking it so personally and you just don't know how to take criticism, or you just so stuck on that you want this so bad and it's not happening right then and there. So I called them back and I was just like thinking that I'm telling them off and all like that. And then the dude was like, well, I was interested in your product, but with us having this conversation now, I'm regretting my interest. So then I was like, man, let me talk to such and such, basically somebody that was over him. And she got on there and she stood behind her rep, which she should have. And she like, I trust him and whatever. And from the understanding, it was that he just wanted you to work on some things and come back to us at the end of the year. So I'm like, all right. But I fucked it up because I didn't know how to handle the situation. I wasn't even listening to what was going on because I already put it in my mind that y'all saying y'all don't want the shit. So it's really understanding language. You have to understand language. You have to understand words. Words mean a lot. Even like when you read in the Bible, when you anything, that's the biggest part, is like understanding language, understanding what a person's saying to you in business or in life overall. Like a no is a no, but if they not saying no, and if they saying that not right now, then you turn around and it's like, okay, when is a day for or a time for me to follow up with you or whatever, what is it that I need to do, and then come back to you for us to have this conversation. So those was my issues.
Yeah, so that's just saying like a lot of times, like you said, all you got to do is ask or speak up about something, or whatever.
Respectfully.
So, yeah, respectfully. And then don't take everything as your stuff not good enough. It just might not be the right timing for you. It just might be that your product isn't a fit for where you trying to go too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have that too.
Or your stuff might not be good enough.
Yeah, or your stuff might not be good enough.
And you have to understand that, like we sometimes we be want to be so much in business that we think we got it all and have it all, and you really don't got it all or have it all. Mm-hmm. Especially if you doing if you looking to scale and big business and it's just you. 10 out of 10, you don't have it all.
And then two, so you touched on a point that I want to go into, growing a business versus scaling it. Mm-hmm. What do you say the difference is in that?
So scaling the business is more like you have a product and you seeing where your product is going or can potentially go. The numbers and stuff like that. You have your demographics, and your demographics might have widened now. The engagement, you might have a bigger engagement, so you actually scaling the performance or the money that you bringing in. Growing is different. So like, for example, this is probably the best example I can give for anybody. Say if you got a shop. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I got one better. It was this guy. He have a lawn service, and he do lawn work, and he getting so many clients. Boom, 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 boom. And you start here, and now you there. So it's scaling. You done got probably the whole block now. Mm-hmm. But growing is like, okay, how you gonna invest into the business for you to take off a hat? Because you got to be like a marketer, you got to be an administrator, you got to be the CEO, you got to be the sales and all like that. So now in my mind, you growing because you like, oh man, we got the block. Now I should be able to pay somebody in some aspect of my business to take away from me having to do that. Mm-hmm. Now you growing. Now that's giving you more opportunities. Now you don't have as much of the burden that you had before. All right, I got this person. Now I got this person. And then your business is going this way instead of going that way. Mm. That's how I look at it. Mm-hmm.
And I think too, like, so we kind of doing the tomato thing, because I would say scaling is what you said growing was, and growing is what you said scaling was. Mm. So like but either way it goes, it's just terminology. But I still agree with that. The more stuff you can get in there to where you take off hats and okay, that's delegated to somebody else, and this is that or whatever. That's growing it, because you're growing. That's one of the that's depth. Mm-hmm. Not length, mm-hmm. or whatever. So yeah, I would definitely say that, because you can, at that point, you can grow. You can start to grow bigger. You know, you can start to scale bigger, because growing, you make more money. And like I said, we just using different terminology. But growing, yeah, you can make more money. But if you had to do a lot of more stuff, like it kind of really didn't. It really ain't the true numbers, if that makes sense. So if you still had to do like, let's say 100, like 200 or 300,000, and you made that all by yourself in a business doing all the work, that's completely different than if you didn't have to do really that much, because to make that much, you're doing a lot of work. Or well, depending on what you're doing, especially if you're doing it by yourself. But like when it get to the point to where you can make that and there's not really you too much involved in that, of course that cuts your margins down on what you get. But that's kind of like the true numbers of a business anyway.
Yeah. Cause you can be in business and not be in business, if that makes sense. Like you can be up here, we can be manufacturing all day, but if we don't know our margins, we just in here, we just basically just working. We just, oh man, we got a manufacturing company and we do this and we do that, and business can come in, but you don't know your margins, so you're not really making no money. You're not getting no profit. You're not even putting yourself in a different lifestyle. You're not even creating opportunities for other people, because you don't even know that small thing. And that's what a lot of people get hurt at too in business. You don't know your margins. And the only way you know your margins is knowing your cost. Mm-hmm. What percentage are you putting on everything that costs you to provide this service or this product? And people don't be knowing that. They just be throwing out numbers. Oh, my shirt is $30.
Let me ask you this, because you can ask this, and I answer it from the fragrance industry perspective, but I'm pretty sure you know these numbers of the fashion industry. Like for somebody who typically starting out a clothing line, like with very little budget. First of all, what kind of budget do you even need to start? Like, let's just say, for instance, you want to start a line of shirts or whatever. You manufacture all of this stuff, so you got these numbers firsthand. Like, if you want to come out with your own line of t-shirts, and let's just say t-shirts. How much could somebody need to spend starting off reasonably to get their product to market?
See how you just said that. I don't think people caught on. Mm-hmm. See, he said to get your product to market. Mm-hmm. So that's different than just getting your product. Mm-hmm. Or you just like, hey man, I'm about to just be out here flipping t-shirts or whatever you flipping.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't mean to cut you off, but the reason I want to say that, the reason I said that like that too, is because you go hear a lot of people say like, they'll kind of give you that version, what he just said. Or it really don't take like, you can start it with like $20 or $100, whatever, some stuff like that. But all
you gotta do is just get your LLC for $50.
You limit it on that. And that's one thing I was thinking about too, because I was like, man, you know what? You still have to spend some money if you go do a product the right way. Because somebody come to you, they go get it done the right way. They go get it manufactured, they go get it marketed, they go get it all of that stuff. So to do that, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off, but how much could somebody expect to spend to do that?
For you to get your product to market, you're looking at between $3,000 to $5,000 with everything that consists of you having a very quality product that you want to present, to marketing that to your demographics. And that's on the low.
Yeah, I would say that's the low end.
That's on the low end. That's like if you just starting off and you just kind of like want to put your toe in the water to see what you can do. You're not really and that's a good start, because if you don't have $3,000, $5,000 to spend, but you're willing to put it in there, you just got to know what you're doing. So for me, if you're getting your stuff manufactured from us or anybody else, what a lot of you guys do, y'all get these orders, which is crazy because you don't even know where your product is at in the industry. So you should start off with samples. That's what that $3,000 to $5,000 get you to a product to market. Like, you start off with samples, then you understanding what the cost of that is. You're understanding what you want to sell that is. You have studied your demographics. You have studied where they at, how you can sell to them. Then when you're talking about marketing, you have to get with Austin Media Group that should be part of that budget. And then that $3,000 to $5,000, that's ate up real quick.
That's your entry point.
Yeah, that's your entry point. That is ate up quick. So it's really gonna be how strategic you're gonna be without the money. Because once you put that in there, you gotta be like, okay, this sample that I'm gonna put on, like say if you put they get the sample from us, right? Mm-hmm. That's probably like $3,000 depend on everything that they're gonna want to get within that sample, and then you got about $2,000 for marketing, which is very little to none, honestly. But you could speak more about that. But then what that look like? So you might come to Austin Media Group like, I just want an influencer that I put this on, or I just want this. Like, you guys got to really be thinking where you want to go and how you're going to get there. with this less amount, because the less money you spend, the more work you're gonna have to put in.
Yep. And I'm glad you said that, because and that's the reason I wanted to bring that up, because that get people out of that hustling mindset. If you spend less than that, you're gonna be stuck in that hustling mindset for a minute. And what I mean by that is, okay, you get like the I'm just gonna use the analogy, like the $1,000 dope dealer that just sell ounces, and after he only got enough to keep re-ing up with that. Like, that's really what you get. You go kind of keep going back, just you'll stay at a small level or whatever. But now when you coming in at this entry point like this, of 3 or 5,000, and you got a whole strategy of how to scale behind you, you got a whole mechanism that's behind you that's helping you move to that next level. That's gonna cut you farther so much ahead of that than the people that's actually doing it. Because let's say, for instance, if you are in that t-shirt, if you are in the fashion industry and your shirt, especially if you buying it at that small of a quantity, if you're not probably getting that bulk discount like a manufacturer like him would, because he buys those or makes those in bulk, you know what I'm saying, to be able to create that and actually do that. So at that point, like I said, if you spending that little on stuff, your profit margin is not gonna be like that good for you to really even be starting to get to a point to where you can scale. If you are, you just gonna have to be really good at some aspect of that, and that might have to be the marketing, and that's why you come to us.
But no, you're right, because what you guys have to understand is that every level you should have a strategic plan on. Like, if it's, I only got $5,000, you should know what your $5,000 getting you. If you got 10, you got 20, and that's from, like he said, product to market. Like, you just like, man, I got $5,000 on this product. Then how you promoting it? How you getting it to the people? What type of people? Like, if I'm doing, like, so for Complete Diamonds Athletics, when we did samples, we just targeting to big box retailers. I'm not about to be walking around with just some everyday people, because it's not gonna make sense. It's not one. And you can, if you have a strategy to do that, you can do that. But for me, I'm looking for, if I'm gonna burn this energy and be working hard, where do I need to be getting in that room to work hard for these people? I have an idea for those people, but these people, if I can get a bulk order or just for t-shirts at a athletic store or a gym or whatever the case might be, because they like the branding or they like the name or they like the quality of it, and they want to put their name on it instead of my name, which is cool, but this is a bulk order. And with this bulk order, cool. Now I can go back to I have a PO, I can go back to the manufacturer, which is us. But if I wasn't manufacturing, then I can go back to the manufacturer. Hey, I need a bulk order of this. This is 200 shirts. You said your minimum is 500. You said your minimum is 50 or 100. So therefore, you should get a price discount if you go on higher than their minimum. You should know where their minimum range is. If it's 50 to 100, oh man, I got 200. Make the business make sense where you can get your profit margin at. So then you like, bam, so how much is gonna be to make? Bop. They buying it from me here, bop. I'm probably making about, be realistic, $10, $12 off of a 100 quantity order. Cool. Now once you know that, you take that profit and you see how you build on that. You either build on that with marketing, because you need the market. You already got some product out there. Now you take that whole idea that you did with him, you duplicate it, and you go to the market guy and be like, hey man, I did this with one store. I want to do this with a lot of more stores. How much is going to cost you to do this?
And the main thing you're going to see about that too, it's a formula. So
it's a formula.
Just how that worked for that, it's a formula to your marketing. So I always say, we had a conversation not too long ago, and he saying, like, when do you know you transition from hustle to business? My perspective on that is when you find or create a system in your business where you know okay, this is how I make money. This is how I'm gonna do it. Because I had the lady Karen Waxman for Retail MBA. But we had a conversation during. I'd scheduled a one-on-one with her and did it. And we had a conversation. I remember she was telling me. She said, "Okay, you don't know how you go make money. Your product might not be meant to be in the stores. Your product, you might like." She had a guy who literally made millions off of learning how to sell it on Amazon. So you have different, but whether you trying to target stores, whether you doing it on yourself, whether it's Amazon, you still go need your marketing. That's the lifeline of your what you go do. And then you still, especially going to a actual manufacturer that has all of that capabilities like that, that's the main thing you need. Because I just hate when people say like, okay, well, you don't need that much to get started. You just got to do this. Like, they're only telling you like the small part of that's really just go keep you in that cycle.
That's how you get duped.
Yeah.
Like, and y'all don't want to be business oriented, but look where it gets you. That's what everything, like just being business minded, business oriented in every transaction that you are having. You go to your mechanic. You should have a business mind. You should not just be taking whatever the mechanic says. You should be like, okay, this service costs this, and the third. You should know what that look like. Y'all be getting oil changes and don't even know what come with the oil change, and then they come back and they just give you a price. Oh, this is gonna cost such and such, such and such. You got a hood mechanic that's charging you the same thing that you can just go down the street to get probably less. Like, you have to know. That's what just business oriented is. It's knowing what you purchasing. You knowing your cost. I even do it when I'm in a grocery store.
Oh, hell yeah.
I look at, man, hold on. Let me look at this shit. This shit.
Let me ask you this. Who do you think make more money in business? The manufacturer, the middleman, or the retailer?
That middleman can... Now, it's depending on who the middleman is. Who is the middleman?
Now, the middleman...
Give me an example of a middleman and I can tell you.
Okay, so let's say, for instance, like, let's say Chanel. Okay, so Chanel would be the manufacturer. Macy's would be the middleman. Macy's would be the middleman. So I guess the retailer, in essence, would be the middleman, too.
Yeah, or it can just be the product that's within.
Yeah, or what's the people name that get the product from the manufacturer to, is that manufacturer's rep?
Yeah, manufacturer's
rep. So a manufacturer's rep would be like the middleman. That's somebody who go out and connect the buyers to them.
So if you're doing it in that streamline. 9 out of 10 is probably the retailer, because they the house. So the manufacturer, because you gotta think about it, everybody is putting $1 more on what they're gonna provide it for. So the manufacturer, they not putting that much money on there because they want you to do a large order of business.
They want you to do a big one.
So then the middle dude, he probably just getting paid comp. And then the retailer, depending on how many storefronts he have, he boosting that up. Like it's gonna cost. But then you also can have it where it's like this, where the manufacturer, which would be us, provided straight to whomever it is. You ain't no middleman. So, cause you gotta think about the manufacturer is probably getting a cut and a cut.
Yeah.
So then you be like, all right, we provide it, but we coming straight to you. So we'll come straight to whomever it is. And then, in a sense, the manufacturer can be the one that make all the money, because you only looking at it as one client. He can be doing this for multiple
So could
clients.
the middleman.
Yeah, and so could the middleman, but the middleman...
Because the middleman is all profit.
Yeah, he's all profit, but the thing is, the middleman is more of a service.
Yeah, it's more of a service.
He not having no product. It ain't his product. He just connecting.
He a salesperson.
So he's like, man, I'm just getting my slice of the pie, and I'm out the way.
Yeah.
We control everything. The manufacturers, we controlling the fabric, we controlling all of that. So if fabric prices go up, today prices wasn't yesterday prices. Y'all got to pay more. But then he's gonna probably, depending on where he at in the market, he's gonna charge everybody that he have in his demographics more too.
Yeah.
So it's really between the retailer and the manufacturer. The house always win. So whomever the house. So how I look at it, like if y'all look at Gucci they started off manufacturing their own products. They don't now. So they are under an umbrella that basically manufactured for like all those type of lines. They got all those top line, Gucci, Christian Dior. They just buy lines, right?
Yeah.
And they manufacture for them. So then they this big old conglomerate that they're the house. The Gucci stores, the people that sell the Gucci, they making hand over fist. So then if you are Macy's or whomever and you got Gucci in there, that don't mean that you're gonna be just selling out on Gucci, but it's already done sold from us.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so dope being manufactured. You gotta think about like Pablo Escobar. They manufactured.
Yeah, it started right there with the
they
manufacturing.
manufactured the cocaine back over there. Now when they go over there, y'all already done paid for it, but what they did is they controlled their manufacturer and they was controlling the sales too. So that's another aspect of it too. You can push the manufacturers can push, a lot of manufacturers doesn't do that, but we do. We have our own blanks. So if y'all want some quality blanks for your apparel, because your money is not right to just do custom work yet, but you do want to separate yourself from the industry and you want something of quality and that meet your spend and your lead time, because that's what we do. We provide our own blanks. So then with that, we're manufacturing it and the product. So we manufacturing the product. We manufacturing the product that we're selling. A lot of manufacturers doesn't do that. They don't manufacture their own product, because that's a whole nother
thing.
So before y'all even try to, and y'all can come and be competitors, and then y'all will see who I'm really is on that side too. Because I know how y'all are. I know how y'all like to think. Oh, if he do it, I can do it. Yeah, if he can do it, I can do it. You come and see. I challenge you. It's better to be a partner with me than try to get in my way. I promise you. But anywho, the point that I'm making is that a lot of manufacturers don't do that because that's a whole nother piece that they just don't have the bandwidth to focus on. I'm just blessed to have partnerships like you to be able to help us scale that part of the business to do that.